Hello and welcome to this best of 3 series between Martinius and VM Chosen. This is game 3, it is currently 1-1. Be sure to like and subscribe for more games and let's get into it. So, a classic matchup of Beastmen into Kislev this time. So let's see what it seems like, again, a very strong mobility start from the looks of the armies on their screen. So let's break down the armies. While we do that, I gotta again reset my camera. And for the side of the Beastmen this time, we have a great Bray Shaman of Wild with Devolve and Mark of Gorak. Huh. So he's not going for Traderkin, which is very interesting. Especially like leadership is not the best. But I guess Devolve is such a good spell, especially with an area of effect cast if there is a fight between Cav, that minus 24 attack is just so worth it into stuff like Kislev. He basically took both spells that potentially win him the melee fight, right? And then he also started with the Sons of Gore. Oh no, the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run. I don't think I've ever said that name out loud. So the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run and another Senti Throwing Axe alongside 2 Ungor Spearmen, and very smartly going for the top objective. He does have the Vanguard deployment advantage, and 2, generally the mobility advantage as well. Then we have 2 Gore Herd and a super cool deployment of triple Bestigors. So also the Korok's Man Rippers, which are the anti-large Bestigors. So he basically started, I don't know why he started in this specific formation though. But yeah, so he's gonna be armor checking and then mobility maxing into the side of Chosen. And when it comes to Chosen, we have again, very strong mobility start. He definitely does prefer this. So triple Winged Lancer, alongside a light war sled and a Ice Witch of Tempest on her little mount with Hawks of Miska. Again, this is probably the best spell that you can probably take into Beastmen because they're so low leadership. So this completely makes sense. And then Hailstorm, your Timu version of what is it called, of Searing Doom, alongside the Guardian Call to Hunt the Bray Shaman. Besides that, we just see a couple of Horse Archers and then some Kislevite Warriors to boot and actually support the rest of the army. So he actually gives up on the top objective, which is interesting. And just keeping the... Oh, that is an unfortunate volley. He should have definitely dodged that one with the Bray Shaman. But he does back off with the Centigor's Throwing Axes, which kind of does make sense because these guys have 140 range. Centigors have just 70. So he needs to take a volley before he even gets close. And these guys are fire whilst moving, so they can't actually do anything about it. And then a Korngor summon going to the top side. This all is a good try to contest the front line here, just because he is coming in with just mobility. On the other side of the map, he is completely dominating the 3 objectives. And now it's just going to start being the Winged Lancer home field advantage, though there is a Razor War Herd that is summoned. But this kind of looks like a bad what is it called, positioning from the side of Martin. Just leaving these guys here and just being defended by a Razor Gore Herd, they can easily be overwhelmed by like 2 Winged Lancers and a Light War Sled. On the top side objective, again, which alongside these 3 units can easily take... Oh no, he unbraces. And then Ice Witch is in, and these guys aren't going to do like the best into the Ice Witch, especially if 2 of the Ungor Spearmen actually do blob up alongside the Korngors. There's going to be like a Hawks of Miska right here with like a Hailstorm or something. Yeah, there it is. Instantly pops the Hawks of Miska. And then again, Korngors aren't the best armored infantry unit, but they're also not the worst. They're not going to take a lot of damage because Hawks basically has 0 AP. But it is going to keep them in the... Nice dodge on the Hailstorm. It is going to keep them in that blob vortex. He also does take a charge with the Winged Lancers and summons in the Snow Leopard. Though this is a huge problem, though. If he loses the Shaman and these Centigor's Throwing Axes, he could be very well screwed in this game. Because look at the rest of the army. The rest of the army is just inside of the woods, 10 years away from the actual fighting here. And Corngors, even though they're ITP and unbreakable, they are going to lose and actually get terror routed here. Oh no. This is a travesty of a start for Martin's side. He's getting completely out microed because he just kept most of his units in the woods on the other side of the map, and now he committed to the fight too early. This is a huge start advantage for the side. Though this hailstorm kind of does more damage probably to the winged lancers than the razor gore herd, which is unfortunate for the side of Chosen. Though, as long as Martin kind of disengages here and waits for the reinforcements, he could potentially turn it around. But there's like very, very little chance for that because Chosen is pushing the side objectives super, super strong. And he even has an Ice Guard sword here, which is, if they just stand on the top of the hill here, they're going to be able to support this entire blob fight right here, right? And even if he goes in with the Bestigors, Martin now realizes that this part of the map is completely lost to him, right? He can't fight off the winged lancers. He needs to summon in like a Centaur great weapon to try and peel the winged lancers, and he's going with the Bestigors to the other two objectives to just stem the bleeding because he knows that these two Bestigors are gonna take like 2 minutes more to get over here and actually be able to join the fight. He also gets his Bray Shaman a bit surrounded, or never mind, these are just like the weird version of the unit card, while the rest of them are actually here. He definitely needs to back off from this fight. He has bled too much, and the only way that he can get into this game back is just a huge blob fight and value trading with the Bestigors into some ideal positions. Though there's just more winged lancers back charging these units. They don't have any sort of AP, so as long as the Bestigors just stand tall, they aren't going to have the worst time into them. Though, again, if you look at all of the mobility advantage in this section of this section of the map, he's basically in the Beastmen spawn as freaking Kislev, and he's not afraid in the slightest because he has just such an overwhelming advantage, as well as some Kislevite warriors to even help out this sort of charge. Damn, these piggies don't mess around. That was a good charge from them. He has now taken over 2 of the objectives, but look at the value right now. It's 700. He can potentially just win on 1 objective at this point, and if he just continues to value trade, and he's like 2k value ahead, 2.5k value ahead, as long as he continues value trading versus these guys, they're gonna be totally fine. How well do Sentis actually do into this? So the Bestigors actually do have a better stat line, even though they're anti-large. But that's a very nice Hawks of Niska, and then a charge from the Winged Lancers applying the leadership and speed debuff. And Martin taps out. Such an unfortunate turn of events when it comes to his army positioning. Starting in the forest was totally fine. But then when he started to go to the top objective with part of his army, Chosen was just faster with the rotation because he had so much mobility. Damn, very well played, very well tactically played from the side of Chosen. And yeah, there's not much value to look at here. Like, everything got crumped relatively easily and relatively fast, and I feel like the army was super good. Like, you usually do want to armor check stuff like Kislev, just want to fight in the open field and then just armor check them, right? And you just throw in Bestigors to your heart's content, and then summoning Minotaur's great weapons and piggies to go into everything. But he just got outmaneuvered, unfortunately, with everything on the side of Chosen. Very well tactically played. And man, every time I see Chosen and Berserk play on this map, they always have a good read on the situation, on when to go on the upper objective and when to go on the lower objective. And Chosen takes it to 1. Be sure to like and subscribe for more series, and I'll see you in the next one.